being a product of your environment, man. You know, your circumstances that you was brought up in can really influence your life, man. If that's positive or if that's negative, man. You know, mainly you hear this in our community, man, the black community, of being a product of our environment. You know, we lack family structure. We lack that. Both parents are not in the household. So when both parents are not in the household, there's a higher percent chance that you end up in jail. It's a higher percent chance that you end up in the street life, man. Because you're seeking that type of masculine guidance from other individuals, quote unquote OGs or mentors, quote unquote. Right? But now you have to commit crimes to prove that you're worthy of being in this game. You got to commit crimes. Or maybe you on the block selling weed, selling drugs. And all it takes is one time till you get booked and now you're going to jail. And you're in and out the system, and that, so you're already witnessing going to jail at an early age, and now it never stop. It's rinse and repeat. You can't quit going back to jail, fam. You can't quit. So now you basically, in my opinion, I would say you ruined your whole life. However, you can make a change, but majority of the time, they ain't gonna make no change because that's all they're accustomed to doing. And that's another thing. People say, well, man, there's nothing I can do. This is just my environment. I'm so used to seeing this. I understand that, bro. You know, like I said, fam, we didn't have it financially, bro. My mama did the best that she could. And thanks to the Most High, she was able to provide for me and my brothers. But we didn't have the comfortable lifestyle. We didn't have the comfort. We had to wait till tax time. Right? We had to wait. Like I said, I seen people in the projects with low income households, fam. Because you don't have it like that, bro. So that inspired me to change my circumstance, to change my situation. So I worked as hard as I could at my job, fam. I worked as hard as I could. And I saved my money so I could move to the suburbs. And I went to a cheaper state, bro, but I moved to the suburbs. So I'm not surrounded by that environment no more. I'm not surrounded by that environment, fam. That type of negativity. You know what I mean? Because I look at it like this, fam. You want your kids to grow up in that type of situation? Ask yourself that question right now. You want your kids to grow up in that situation? Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I definitely don't, fam. I want my kids to grow up seeing a lifestyle that's like, oh my goodness. Like, what did my dad do to acquire this? I want my children to grow up in a lifestyle that's safe, fam. That's safe, bro. That's what I'm thinking about. And I'm 22 years young, fam, and I don't have no kids, but the mindset I'm having, fam, I want my kids to be able to see life is beautiful. Like, how did we get here? Eventually in a gated community, bro. You know what I'm saying? Seeing you're surrounded by beautiful and nice, wonderful things. I don't want my children to be growing up seeing violence. Not knowing they dad, bro, because, you know, I'm running around in the street life, going to jail, going to prison. I don't want that, bro. I don't want to add on to that statistic, man. We already hurting our community. We're hurting our community, bro. But we blame everybody else. You love to blame our counterparts. You love to blame them, but you don't blame yourself. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's everybody else's fault, but it's not your own fault. So there's no accountability. I don't blame nobody for my situation. I don't blame nobody, fam. Because guess what, fam? If a white man can make $1 million, I can make $1 million too, bro. I have the same opportunity to make $1 million, bro. Yeah, it might quote unquote be maybe a tougher path or a harder path. Might be a little bit harder, but I can still make $1 million. Right? We still have the same opportunities in this world. I don't blame nobody, fam. But you like to blame everybody else. I'm gonna blame everybody else because I'm not successful. Because you have a victim mentality. You have a victim mindset, man. We have a victim mentality as a community, bro. We blame everybody else, man. Still worry about everything that's in the past, fam. You can't go forward when you're looking back. You can't go forward if you're constantly looking back, G. We got to keep going forward, bro. Everything that happened in the past, fam, I understand that's history and it happened. And people love to promote it, to keep us separated and to keep us divided, bro. They love to promote it, fam. Because you have so much emotions attached to that, man. I'm going forward, bro. I'm looking straight forward. Because I'd never be able to acquire luxury if I'm constantly looking back. Because if I'm looking back, all I'm seeing is poverty, G. You got to understand what I'm saying, bro. Understand. Let's go forward as a community. Forward. Why are you constantly looking back, bro? Why are you constantly doing things that's hurting you in the long run, man? That's hurting you, bro. It's hurting our community. Like I said, majority of the parents are not in the household to begin with, bro. We don't have that. Why won't you be a change? Why won't you be the difference, bro? Why won't you be the difference, man? Instead of adding on to that statistic, right? I know you love when you hear this. Yep, just another African American who fell victim to the street life. You like hearing that, don't you? Just another African American who's hurting his own people, who's hurting his own community. You like hearing that. Just hurting our own community, bro. But you don't see it because you don't care about it. But you blame everybody else. Well, I mean, they're doing this to us. They're doing this to us. Blah, 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 blah. You blame everybody else, but you don't blame yourself, bro. You don't blame yourself, man. We're not accountable for our actions, fam. We're not accountable. Hold yourself accountable. How can I blame somebody else if I'm in control of my decisions, if I'm in control of my actions, bro? I can't blame nobody else. You can't. Right? How can I get mad? How can you get mad at a girl when you cheated on her, but she want to be with another dude? That doesn't make sense. It don't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense. Be accountable for your actions, fam. Don't be another statistic, bro. I went to college, fam. I graduated from college, fam. You can do the same thing, fam. There's a lot of positive influence in this world, bro. Why do you choose to go down the wrong path? Doctors, dentists, lawyers, policemen, firefighters, welders, engineers, entrepreneurs, businessmen, computer scientists, whatever your field is, whatever you're passionate about, fam, find something that's positive, bro, because there's no point of us constantly hurting our community, bro, and giving everybody a bad representation, man. Giving everybody else a bad representation, bro, the whole community, fam. Like I said, one bad apple ruins the whole tree. Ruins the whole tree. For our community to evolve, for our community to do better and progress, we have to be better first. And that starts with you. I'm talking to you right now. You need to be a better example. And if you're being a great example, I congratulate you, and I want you to continue to do so we can evolve as people. And that's, mainly specifically for our community, but as in general, as a whole, as everybody, we need to be better. So we also need to learn how to unite with each other so we can make this world a better place, fam. But if we don't, that's what they want. If we don't unite and we keep going against each other, that's going to continue to make them happy. Why? Because they have constant power over us because we're divided. And when we're divided, we can't come to no agreement. We're not together. So they get to pick us off one by one. That's why they say you're stronger as a pack versus when you're alone. We're stronger together than we are without. We just are, bro. Just being real, fam. We got to come together. We have to change the narrative of I'm a product of my environment. No, you're not. You have a victim mentality. You have the victim mindset. that everybody's against you because you was programmed, because you was brainwashed to believe that. Or maybe some experience in your life might make you feel that way, but you can still overcome it. You know how you overcome it? Start working for yourself. Especially in corporate America, start working for yourself. Be your own businessman. Be your own entrepreneur. Because then guess what? You're in control of everything. You're in control of everything. So can't nobody fire you. Nobody can fire you when you're in control. You're the own boss. So find a way to become self-employed. That's not illegal, fam. So you won't end up going to jail. Let's be better. So we can make this country the greatest country ever. But we have to unite. We have to come together. But it starts with yourself first. It's your boy Keen. I'm out, man.